What should be the lineup for the New York Mets in 2024? Welcome to the channel, guys. This is All Things Mets, where you share latest Mets media, everything you know about the Mets on this channel. Definitely do me a favor, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And today's content video is going to be about the lineup in 2024 for the New York Mets. When JD Martinez comes back, what does that lineup actually look like? What does my lineup actually look like? We're going to get into the lineup and why I think this should be the lineup in 2024 going forward for the New York Mets. Now, obviously, we got Brandon Nimmo leading off. Brandon Nimmo is your leadoff hitter. He's always been an on-base guy. Definitely, when Brandon Nimmo, when we didn't have JD Martinez, I felt like Brandon Nimmo needed to be in a different spot in the lineup because of his recent power surge, what he has been recently doing, hitting for more power. And that is something that I felt like with Brandon Nimmo, you should take advantage of that. Give him some RBI opportunities. But now, with JD Martinez, now we don't need Brandon Nimmo, in a different spot than the leadoff spot. So, and who exactly was going to lead off? That is something that's a tough one. So, for 2024, I got Brandon Nimmo leading off. I got Francisco Lindor hitting second. Yeah, I like Lindor hitting second. Lindor has been really, really good. Obviously, we know he's probably going to struggle in the first half, but he's a really good player overall. He has not disappointed, and he's embraced New York, embraced the fans. And I love Lindor. At this point, that's my guy. That's the guy. That's one of the leaders on the team. So he's gonna be a Met for life, and it is what it is. And then we got Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso as the third hitter, guys, because I feel like you could put Pete Alonso in that cleanup spot, but now you have a guy like JD Martinez. So you don't need to put Pete Alonso in the cleanup spot. So you could put Pete Alonso in the third spot, and that'll give him more at-bats over time. Every single game, he's going to get more at-bats. I personally think your best hitters should be in your 1, 2, 3. And Pete Alonso is one of your best hitters. So why wouldn't he be in the first literally 3 spots in the batting order? So in my opinion, I really think Pete Alonso will benefit from having, being in that third spot. And JD Martinez is going to be your cleanup man when he comes back, when he, is fully good and ready to be with the Mets and, big game ready. He is going to be your cleanup hitter. JD Martinez is going to be your cleanup hitter. And the 1 through 4 should be very, very consistent. That should be consistent. And I don't know if the Mets are going to do that, because obviously you could put Pete Alonso in the cleanup spot and JD Martinez in the 5th spot. You could put Jeff McNeil in the 3rd spot. So you could go either way. But I like this lineup the way it is right now, the way I'm telling you. So then we're gonna go the 5th spot. We're gonna give it to Jeff McNeil. Yes, Jeff McNeil I like in the 5th spot, because you don't want to go, in my opinion, you don't want to go righty. So I think the Mets should do is go Pete Alonso 3rd, JD Martinez cleanup, and Jeff McNeil, lefty. I like Jeff McNeil. I think he's a good hitter. I think he's going to have a good year. Does he have a place on this team after this year? I don't know. But this year, he's very, very important to the Mets. And every time he's come from a down year, he's had a good year. So I hope that he can take advantage of that and have a really good year. I don't know if it's going to be the batting champion type year, but I just want him to hit over 300, be the Jeff McNeil that we know he can be, okay? Because now the Mets have more power guys, so they don't need Jeff McNeil to be a power guy at all. And that's just not him. Jeff McNeil is just not a power guy at the end of the day. He's going to get a little home runs there, but he's not really, going to hit for power that much. And then the 6th spot I'm going to give to, obviously, Francisco Alvarez, the rookie. Not even a rookie anymore. This is going to be his 2nd full year in the MLB. But this is going to be his first actually year that he's going to play, for 140, 50 games, if he's healthy and all that. So Francisco Alvarez, I'm really thinking that he's going to have a great season. He's going to, have a great sophomore season, and he's going to probably hit 27, 30 home runs. And I just hope that he breaks out. I hope that he shows that he's the all-star. He's looking really, really good in a lot of places, with the arm, with the catching, all of that. But the offense is something that has been, less consistent. Obviously it was his first, actually big league year last year, and he struggled for a couple of months, but then for a couple of months he was hot. He was really doing his thing. So I just hope that he can be that power guy for the New York Mets, and I think that he will. I really think that Francisco Alvarez is going to have a great year, and I'm feeling very, very confident in this guy. And yeah, man, that is going to be, your 6 hitter. And then, the 7th spot, you could go Marte, but me personally, I'm going to go Brett Baty in the 7th spot. I think it's less pressure. I think Baty needs to be a guy that, we need something from Baty. You need hits. You need RBIs. You need something. You need power. I would love for Baty to hit 20-something home runs, 22 home runs. Have a batting average of 280. That type of stuff. 70 RBIs. Maybe that's too much to ask for from Baty, but I think this is his last year to prove that he is going to be the man at third base for the coming years. Now, he's going to have competition in 2025. So 2024, this is his time to really settle in third base, settle in offensively. And offensively, he has not been good. In spring training, we've seen, some good things, and you hope that carries over to the regular season, but you never know. Because the regular season and spring training, that's a different story. That is a different story. So I like Baty in that 7th spot, and then I'm going to give Marte that 8th spot. Marte, I'm going to put all the way at 8th because I don't trust Marte. He didn't have a good spring training. He's healthy, as he says, but I don't trust Marte in a big spot. So I don't want him in the top of the order. I want him in as bottom as possible. And it is what it is. I think Starling Marte should be the 8th hitter for the New York Mets in 2024. Now, I wouldn't be saying this years ago, but Starling Marte just hasn't really shown anything, other than 2022, but he's been injured. He hasn't been good, and he's had a real down year last year. So, you don't know what you're going to get from Marte. And he didn't have a good spring training. So that adds to that as well. And it is spring training. It is what it is, but Starling Marte, he has to pick it up. If the Mets can get anything from Marte, that would be very, very good. And then I'm going to go, Bader in the 9th spot. So another, Bader is a guy that has speed. He could be another, second leadoff man for the, the New York Mets. And I like that. Having Bader in that spot, get on base. And then you got Brendan Nimmo leading off, So maybe Bader could steal some bases. Maybe Bader could be aggressive on the bases. And, Nimmo could drive him in or something like that. I think this lineup right here, and I'm going to go over it again real quick, just to go over it real quick. Brendan Nimmo in the leadoff spot. We got Lindor in the 2nd spot. We got Pete Alonso in the 3rd spot. Cleanup, JD Martinez. Jeff McNeil in the 5th spot. Alvarez in the 6th, and then Baty in the 7th, Marte in the 8th, and Bader in the 9th. That is the lineup. I really think this should be the lineup in 2024 for the New York Mets when JD Martinez comes back, when he comes to this team. Because what JD Martinez adds is just amazing, and I can't wait to see him in a Met uniform. But drastically, the Mets needed, this change with JD Martinez, and it just made the lineup so much better, so much deeper. And just imagine if Jeff McNeil has a really good year. Just imagine if Marte, you get something out of Marte. Maybe it's the old Marte. Maybe it's the 2022 Marte. I like Marte in 2022 a lot. I still think that there's talent there. He is older, and, his time might be coming from the New York Mets. He is going to be a free agent in 2026, but I don't know, man. I think when it comes to Marte, he has to pick it up. A lot of people have to pick it up. Jeff McNeil has to pick it up. We got Marte and has to pick it up. We got Baty. So there's things, and you don't know what Francisco Alvarez is going to be. You know he's going to get you home runs, but you don't know if he's going to hit you for average. So there is, many holes in this lineup. But I think with this lineup, especially 1 through 5 or 1 through 6, I'm very, very confident in that we can get, some hits, some power, and a lot of runs. That is my take on the lineup for 2024. Let me know what you guys think. Would you go with this lineup? Do you like this lineup? Or would you go a different route? Because I know a lot of people will go a different route, and I understand. Me personally, I like Pete Alonso in that third spot to give him more at-bats over time, to give him more at-bats in the game. That is something that, your best hitters, I feel, should be in the first 3 spots. You've seen with the Yankees and Aaron Judge and what they have they done, with Aaron Judge. So Aaron Judge is always literally a leadoff hitter, second hitter, or third hitter, something like that. That's what he usually is. But with Soto, I don't know what that lineup is going to be like, but I think that your best hitter should be in the first 3 spots. That is my take on that. I really like this lineup, though. I think this lineup is deeper than it has been in some time. And you finally, we have protection for Pete Alonso, and because the last few years, we've had Daniel Vogelbach. You know what I'm saying? We had Darren Ruff. We had just not impressive guys to have in the DH spot. So I hope that the Mets can have a good year. I hope that this lineup can really be really good. I really have a lot of confidence in this lineup. But let me know what you guys think. That is going to be the video. LFGM for life. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. I'm out of here.